Hi, welcome back to Therapy Designs. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kelly, and this channel is all about teaching you how to create print-on-demand designs that sell. And as a bonus, if you stay tuned till the end of the video, I have a list of 5 bonus niches that you guys can be working on right now. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can create this product right here. These are seamless St. Patrick's Day pajama bottoms. I'm going to be talking to you about seamless patterns and all over print products, and I will show you how you guys can create all over print products on PrintKK, Printful, and Printify. So if you would like to learn about this, go ahead and stick around. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can do some more all over print products. And so we're going to go ahead and go with pajama bottoms today, but the technique would be the same no matter what all over print design you like to do. The first thing we're going to do is start with our blank background. So I'm going to go over to custom size. Now for the all over print, these are usually going to be square seamless patterns, and you do want to make it as big as possible. So I usually go ahead and go with 4,000 by 4,000 pixels and get that nice square frame there and hit create a new design. Now what we're looking for is seamless patterns. So I'm going to go ahead and do a St. Patrick's Day one today, but again, you can use this for any pattern, any all over print design, any niche, anything. It's all going to be more or less the same. We're going to go over to elements. I'm going to do a search up here, and what you're first starting with is seamless patterns. And you can be specific, Shamrock, St. Patrick's Day. So let's go ahead and add in St. Patrick's Day, and we'll see what comes up here. So we're going to go to graphics, and what you're going to see is several seamless St. Patrick's Day style designs. And so if I was to click on, let's say, the first one here, it says that it's a seamless design. To make sure that it's seamless, because sometimes they're labeled as such and they're not, I go ahead and usually shrink it down to 1/4 of the page. And then I hit Control D. That's going to duplicate it. And I want to put one on either side to make sure that, yes, indeed, it does line up side to side. And then again, Control D, make sure that, yes, it does line up top to bottom. I can do one more, Control D. And so that's how I can get a smaller, tighter pattern there. Of course, if I was to, let's say, duplicate this and get rid of those, I could, of course, make the pattern all the way across the page like that. And so this is how I can get more of a tighter pattern or a little bit of a bigger pattern. So depending on how small you want the pattern to be or how large you want the pattern to be. And so these are just some things to think about when you're picking your seamless patterns. And so there are a bunch here. This one, it does look like the background's a little off-white, so it does look like it's solid. So just to see here. Yeah, so it's got a solid background here. Some of them will not have a solid background. Some of them would be see-through. So for example, let's find a nice see-through one. So this one here, for example, is see-through. We can see the shamrocks, and they are sitting on top of what would otherwise be a clear background. When you've got that, you have to pick your background's color. And so again, that's how it would look on white, and you would have to pick that background color. Now this is an example of one that is not really seamless. So I can already look at this and tell that it's cut off here, and I don't have that same cutoff there. So this is not a seamless pattern. And sometimes they might look like they're seamless, but they're not really. Sometimes it's very obvious, like this one, that if I hit Control D and brought it down, obviously those do not line up. So that is not a seamless pattern. You do want seamless patterns because the way that it's going to work when you do all over print is usually you're going to have to pattern it to make it fill a large area. So for example, if you're doing pants or shirts or something like that, usually you're going to have to pattern it. And so we do want to make sure that you start with something that is seamless. And so here's one where you can go ahead and change the different colors, and that's kind of cool too. This one does look like it's probably seamless here. Let's double check. And so yeah, that looks pretty cool. Okay. And so that would be a cool one here. Here's another one that I like. This one's got sort of the plaid and the shamrocks, which I think looks cool right there. We're just like that. Hit Control D. And Control D. There we go. So there's another really cool one there, and you can keep scrolling down. I'm trying to find another one that's got more of just a plain clear background. Here's one that just looks like it's got a clear plain background. So if I was to do that, yep. This one, you can pick whatever you want for the background. So when we have ones with the clear background, obviously you can pick whatever color you want, but it also means that if you wanted to put something like a plaid behind it like this, you could. So what we see is this is almost like a layered seamless pattern where we've got a seamless plaid and a seamless shamrock, and they're just sort of on top of one another. Now you could do a similar thing here too. So if I found something that was maybe a green plaid or a seamless green plaid, so let's say seamless patterns, plaid, and then let's see if I can find one that lets me kind of change the colors. Is this one really? That one's not going to let me change the colors. That one's not going to let me change the colors, but the colors might work, for example. So if I was to take this, again, first making sure that it's seamless. I always double check just in case. So yes, it is. I could take this, bring it all the way across the page here, for example, and then send it to the back by hitting Control in my left bracket. And now we've got a plaid that has little shamrocks on it. Now, if I wanted those shamrocks to be a little bigger like they are here, I could just take that one shamrock and pull it across the page so that it covers the whole thing, right? Make sure you've got it right from edge to edge. And then I could change the colors of the shamrocks here to try to make them stand out a little bit. Now, because this background isn't quite as dark as this one, they're not really standing out the way that you might like. There, I could go with a lighter color there like that and see if they might stand out a little bit. Lots of different options though. You could do white. You could even do something like gold. So if I wanted to go with more of a gold shamrock, maybe bring it a little bit more into a golder shade, I could do a nice gold shamrock, a light gold shamrock. Anyways, you can see how you can start overlapping patterns to come up with different style designs as well. So you can be as creative as you want with this in terms of kind of finding your own pattern. There is nothing to stop you also from, let's see, where's my clear shamrocks here? I'm going to bring this up. I could also do a pattern on top of a pattern. So here is shamrocks on top of other shamrocks, or oops. Here would be larger shamrocks on top of smaller shamrocks. And again, I can change these colors back to maybe a darker shamrock on top of lighter shamrocks. And so that is kind of cool right there. So we've got different colors. And so you can make whatever style you want by overlapping. And so I just wanted to show you guys that technique. Now, I also wanted to share with you some things that I've seen done with AI that you have to be careful of. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to Creative Fabrica. Now, Creative Fabrica has all sorts of great seamless patterns. So if I was to go ahead and put seamless, again, St. Patrick's Day, and search for that and see what comes up, make sure I'm filtered by print on demand. We've got all of these really cool seamless St. Patrick's Day patterns. And so I'm going to start with just this very first one. So I'm going to point out a couple things. I did download this one already. These look really cool. I love some of the plaids here. That one looks really nice. This one's maybe not as bad or as obvious as some of the others. A lot of them aren't going to give you the full big picture to see. Let's see if this one does. So I can tell that this is AI generated. It's a little bit hard to see, but some of the shamrocks will have a weird shape, or you might notice a shamrock that has, you know, 5 instead of 4 leaves, and that'll look really funky too. Over here, things that aren't really shamrock looking, they just started putting some green in, and so I can tell that some of these are going to be more AI generated. Like that doesn't even look like a shamrock there. And at first glance, you might think, oh man, that looks really cool, until you pull it up and you really look at it and you realize that, oh, maybe not so much. This one's not even the best example, because I was just looking at these earlier and I found some that were you know, again, looked good on first glance. And then when I really started looking at them, it was obvious that they were really not great looking. And sometimes, again, it'll say seamless and it's not. So you got to be careful there too. This one looks not so bad. But here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaf clover. Now I'm used to 3 leaf clovers, 4 leaf clovers, but when we start to get the 5 leaf clover, that looks a little bit weird. And so I've noticed some of those too, or where things just kind of look funky. So be careful with some of the AI stuff. I'm not really into the AI right now. My general thoughts on it are, 1, I like to do my own art and make it original. 2, the AI is still coming up with some weird stuff that doesn't quite look right. I've noticed that. Yeah, I've stayed away from it so far. I know there's a lot of people that are really pushing the AI to do their art for them. I enjoy doing the art. It's fun for me. So I don't really want to just put in a prompt and have an AI one come out. And I also don't like to do necessarily templates that everybody's doing the same template or everybody's using the same graphic. So you always want your stuff to be a little bit more unique if possible. And so that's just my take on that. And one of the things that I did want to just sort of point out. Anyways, back to Canva, sorry. Let's go ahead and say that we're going to take this top one here. I do like it. I've got 2 seamless patterns. They look nice. They're overlapping, so it is a little bit more original. And of course, there'd be nothing stopping me from layering it further if I wanted to. There's also nothing stopping me from using filters on it too. So for example, I'm just going to move this out of the way real quick. If I had wanted to take this, for example, go to edit, you can again use any filters you want to try to change some of those colors here. And so you can see how there's all different shades that I could do that would look really funky here if I wanted to. Here's a vivid. I could make it really pop that way if I wanted to. Or Capri, you can get some of the different shades this way. I'm going to go back to none. You can also go to adjust, and let's say I wanted to make this, you know, more into that yellowy green. I could go ahead and move that tint that way if I wanted to. Oops. I could also go ahead and bring that temperature a little bit cooler if I wanted more of those kinds of tones. Also, if I was to go to saturation, I could really try to saturate that a little bit more and make that pop that way a little bit more. And so lots of things that I could do to kind of make it a little bit different and more original if I wanted to do stuff like that. So again, always try to make it your own, but there's lots of different ways that you can change things up and make them, you know, different than what everybody else has. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this top one. I'm going to title it Seamless Shamrocks. And I'm going to go ahead and download it as is. It's a PNG. You don't have to do anything else but pick the page that you're on. So I am on page 1. Done and download. And now with that, we're going to take this pattern and you can go to pretty much any of the print providers. So my top 3 are going to be Printful, Printify, and PrintKK. All of them offer different seamless you know, products. And so you'll get different products on every platform. And some products, I mean, some platforms will have products that the others don't, or might have a better price or a better selection. And so I do use all 3 of those with my Etsy shop. All 3 are hooked up and I've got products selling from all 3 of those providers. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and show you PrintKK. I'm going to show you some pajama bottoms. But again, you can use this general technique for any all over print style design. So I'm over on PrintKK right now. PrintKK is one of the newer print platforms that I think a lot of people aren't familiar with yet. And so just to kind of give you my little heads up here, if I was to come down here, it integrates with Shopify, with Etsy, with WooCommerce, Wix, Walmart, eBay, BigCommerce, Square. And so it has integrations with all of the big ones. And it has a huge product catalog that I liked. So I found products on here that I couldn't find on some of the other platforms, which is another reason why I use it, just because this one has a lot of cool products. It is my go-to one for license plate frames, for like button-up shirts, and just tons of different products here. So if I was to go to products, they have acoustic panels, skateboards, rugs, I mean, artificial trees, toilet seats. I mean, this one has a huge selection of different products. And so for this, I just wanted to show you guys sort of the pajama bottoms. And so you can, if you know what you want, just go ahead and search product too. So I did the search, I found the pajama bottoms that I wanted, but you could also just probably search all over print. Let's see if I can do this. And if I go to all over print, it's going to give me all tons of just all over print style things that you could do. So again, hoodies all over print. Those are cool. All over print zip hoodies. I've got 8 pages of all over print products. And so the technique that I'm showing you would work pretty much for all of them. They've got bathing suits, bathrobes, bedspreads, notebooks, you name it. But I am looking specifically for the pajamas, which again, I could just go ahead and search for jammies too, just to give you guys a little bit of some ideas of some of the different products. So especially if you've got something like an Etsy shop, you may not want to just do t-shirts. That's what everybody else is doing. You might want to find your own niche and your own products. So, you know, you can spend some time researching and seeing all the different products that are available out there for you. And I don't know why it didn't even come up with the pajamas, but let's go with pajama. We'll just do a regular search. And so here we go. We've got the men's pajama bottoms and the women's pajama bottoms. We've got the whole pajama set with the button-up shirts as well, if you wanted to do a whole jammy shirt pajama set. And I don't know why the doggy hoodies came up as pajamas, but sure, why not? We're going to go ahead and just start with the men's though. So we're going to do the men's pajamas. And so what we can see here is the price is $5.61. Really can't beat that. Shipping's a little bit more expensive. So shipping is $10.30. So what we're looking at is about $16 for the pajama bottoms, which is still probably cheaper than you're going to find on any of the other platforms. And so I do really like the prices on PrintKK. It does give a really, obviously, wide spread for estimated delivery, 4 to 15 days. A lot of them will do that, though everything that I've personally ordered from PrintKK has come really pretty quickly. Usually within a week, I've got the product. And so I've been happy with all of that as well. So let's go ahead and just hit start designing. And so much like a lot of the other platforms, you can go ahead and upload your own designs here. So I'm going to hit upload, and we're going to go ahead and upload the shamrock one that we just made, which I had as seamless shamrocks. And we're going to go ahead and put that on our product here. So what you'll notice is, and it's going to show you in live the mock-up right there, which I like that it does that. What you'll notice here is that it doesn't cover the whole product. Now I could, if I really wanted to, try to stretch it all the way out. But the problem that you're going to find with this and with the other print providers is when you try to make it that big, the print quality is going to go down. So now my print quality is only average, and you want it to be good. So it's going to be easier to start with something smaller, something more like that, right? So I'm back to good. I can even make it smaller still. In fact, I could make it really small if I wanted to. Now I've got really, really tight ones, really good quality. And then what I would do is go up here where you got these 4 little squares. I'm going to pick the ones that's like this. This is the pattern effect. So you click that, and what it's going to do is pattern it. And so now, this is where the seamless pattern comes in. You've got that pattern all over the pants. And so that looks pretty good, and it'll tell you what the print quality is. Now you'd have to do the same thing then for the back. And so if I was to go to the back, I would be doing that same thing again. I'd be putting up design. Of course, I have to shrink it way down. And now the key here is knowing what size you shrank it to. And so that is one that I haven't entirely mastered on here, getting the same front to back, unless, of course, let me go ahead and just delete this. Let me go to the back and delete this. Oops. Unless, of course, I leave it the exact size that it came in and then just pattern it. And it'll come in on the same size front and back, and then do the same thing here. Click it and then pattern it. Oops. And now I know that they're the same size front and back. And so I really like that. I can now go over to my mockups, and I can look through the different mockups. And you can see front and back, looks nice. We're getting that good seamless pattern, which is important. You can't see where any of the seams are, but I am getting that cool overlap with the shamrocks. And so these are just really cool, you know, pajama bottoms. Now this would be good for any holiday too. So some people like to have holiday pajama bottoms, or if you just wanted to do generic jammy bottoms, but that's the general gist that you'll see. So whenever we're doing those all over print patterns, they're all pretty similar. And in fact, if I was to just, for example, I'll go ahead and jump over to Printify and Printful just to show you real quick. Okay, so I'm over at Printify right now, and I went ahead and looked up men's pajama bottoms. They do have pajama bottoms, but what you'll notice is that the price is a lot higher to start with. So right here, the pajama bottoms here start at $32 plus shipping. Here's another one, $32 plus shipping. That's all over print. That's all over print. That's not. You got some underwear, some shorts, all of that stuff, some track pants. But for the pajamas, we're looking at $32 roughly plus shipping. Might end up being 40 something dollars for the pajama bottoms, whereas if you go with the PrintKK, it was like $16, and that included shipping. So it's definitely the best prices that I've seen. But just so that you guys can see, if I was going to click on these, how we would go ahead and do that same all over print pattern. So I would go ahead, let's hit start designing here. I'll do this really quick. This one's going to make you do the legs differently. So if I was to start with front leg, I'm going to go up to uploads. Let me start by uploading my pattern, my seamless shamrocks. Okay, so here it has uploaded it on the front left leg. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to pattern that, or it is not going to fill the whole area. In order to do that, you're going to go up to the top. You're going to see these little almost offset checkered box. You'll have to click that for pattern, and it's going to go ahead and pattern it for you. Now you can choose spacing. You don't want any spacing or any angle, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave as is. You want, usually it's going to be the regular grid pattern so that the all over print works. And so that is the front left leg, and then the front right leg. We're going to have to do it again. This time it'll be saved in your library, the images, so you can just go to my library, click that again, and do the same pattern. And then we're just going to do that for each leg. So you'll start to see that these are all going to work pretty much the same. There's my thing, hit my pattern, and then right to back leg. Again, I can go to my library, hit seamless pattern, go ahead and pattern it, and then I can now go to preview. And so now here are the seamless pajama bottoms from Printify. So there you go, same general idea. And just one more time to show you that it's more or less the same, I'm going to now go over to Printful and do it all over again. Now I am on Printful. They do not have pajama bottoms, so just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and go with more of their joggers. So that's what they have. So we do have some all over print joggers. So here's a pair of all over print joggers. These ones are $31. So again, a lot more expensive plus shipping. Here are $29, here's $35, and all of these are going to probably have about $10 shipping. So if you were looking at $30 joggers, again, it's going to be $40. So again, PrintKK does have the best price for that particular product. But let's go ahead and just pick one of these just to show you. So our all over print again. Oh, and it'll tell you this is $8 shipping. Shipping starts at $8, $31 there. And it's actually, this is the Printful growth price. The actual price is $37.95, which is a lot more expensive. So let's go ahead and create our product template. And so we're just going to go ahead and click. This is going to do right leg and left leg separately. I'm going to upload again, upload that same seamless pattern that I made. Hit apply. Now, image resolution is too low. Why is that? It's because it blew up the entire thing to cover the whole area. So let's get rid of that. So yeah, of course it is going to be way too low if we have to blow it up to make it like that. I don't want to blow it up so that it's that big. I want to shrink it way down. So once I shrink it way down, you'll see now that it'll say image quality is good. So it is 336 DPI right here. And as I start to make it bigger, it'll go down. So now it's only at 290. So I can play with the size however I want. So if I did that, it's at 300 DPI. So let's say that this is a good size for my pattern. So now what we want to do is we are going to want to pattern it. So I can come up here to pattern, and you want, again, the block pattern, and it is going to pattern the whole thing. And so right now, that is the right leg. So then we're going to have to go over to the left leg and do it again. Now, to make sure our sizing is right for this one, I can go ahead and look down here and see it says 13.11. And so that is the size that we were going with, is 13.11. So now let's do left leg. Gonna hit that again, pick our seamless pattern. It's going to put it all over the thing, say it's way too bad of quality. Right now it just says okay 80 DPI. So obviously we're going to, again, shrink it way down. Now it says good 145, 212. You can see the smaller I make it, the higher the DPI is going to go. And so you can see it'll say 13.26. Now it was at 13.11 when I did it on the other side. So you want to get as close to that as possible. And it looks like it might not let me get it exact. Can I do the back side and get 13 on each? Let me go back up here. I want them to be as even as possible. Can I get this one to 13? There we go. So now it's 13 on both. So I've got 13 on the right leg. I'm going to go to the left leg, so I want to make sure these are the same size. And I've got 13 on the left leg. So now I can go ahead and just do that same pattern again, block, and there you go. And now if I was to go to my mock-ups, doesn't matter, let's hit select. And there you go. Here are now my all over print pants here with my seamless pattern. So now what we've got is Printifuls all over seamless. This is Printify's all over seamless. And then here we've got PrintKK's all over seamless. And so that is the way that you do seamless patterns. Now, obviously, it is going to be the same general technique on any product, on any platform. You just have to start with that seamless pattern and make sure that it's seamless. If you have any questions about this, drop it in the comment section below. I try to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. I hope you guys are learning a lot and, you know, constantly improving your designs, improving your skills, and, you know, continuing to grow as a designer. And of course, because you were so patient and waited until the end of this video, I do have my bonus 5 niches for you guys. So as promised, I do have 5 bonus niches for you guys. These are St. Patrick's Day niches, and they sell great every year. So I hope you guys enjoy these. So number 1, world's tallest leprechaun. Number 2, go luck yourself. Number 3, Irish drinking team. By the way, that is a great one because it can be sold as like group shirts where a whole group wears the matching shirts. And so that can get sold in bulk. Number 4, let's get ready to stumble. And number 5, I wish I was gaming. And so again, lots of ways that you can go ahead and design for these, be as creative as you want. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section below. I try to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. Again, thank you so much for all of your kind words, and I do hope to see you guys again. That's it for today's video. If you found that useful and would like to see more videos with helpful tips and tricks, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. As always, keep growing and stay creative, and we'll see you next time.